Good day guys, welcome to my recap of the first week of finals for the NRL. Just want to say thank you for yesterday's video. There's been a lot of support and a lot of comments about going to Amy Park, which I'll talk about towards the end of the video as to whether I decided to go or not. But let's get into the first game. So the first game, we kicked off finals with what I expected to be a thriller. I was very excited for the match, the Roosters and the Rabbits. I tipped the Roosters by 18 points and they won this one 30 points to 6. Now I've got to say, if you're a Roosters fan, yeah, you probably enjoyed the game and I tipped them, so I should have enjoyed it. There was something about this game for me, I really didn't enjoy it. I was falling asleep. I found it so boring. Maybe it was just how bad Souths are. There was some individual brilliance on the back of Adam Reynolds. His try was really good. But the Roosters, I guess Joseph Manu as first try scorer. If you join the stream, I only did the first half in the end. Mitchell Orbison, Mr. Fix-It. He's an absolute machine. Latrell Mitchell only kicked 2 out of 6 conversions, so he had a little bit of an off night with the boot. Thought Luke Keary played amazing. He is a massive part of that team. There was a trip from Jared Waerea-Hargreaves on Reynolds, I believe, that wasn't called in the match, but he has been suspended for 1 week. I did read. I think I'm right. I could be wrong. He might have been put on report by a match review committee, but I think he's got a 1 week suspension, which is the prelim. Boyd Cordner got injured within about 15 minutes, so he went off. Victor Radley had a good game. But for me, I think Mitchell Orbison was always there in the play. He was one of the best players on the field for me. As for the Rabbitohs, I expected big things from players like Cam Murray to lead this side well. Damien Cook was fairly quiet as well. But Adam Reynolds, as I spoke about, and I thought Alex Johnson and Dewey were all right. The backs were doing their best. But Adam Reynolds, as I said, individual brilliance. He scored a fantastic try. But the Roosters too good here, continuing this record at SCG with a big crowd of 30,000 attending on the Friday night game at 7:50, I believe. But as I said, I didn't find the match too entertaining. So I'll do my top 5 games of the year, maybe top 10, but probably top 5 in the off-season. But this game is 100% going to be there. Melbourne Storm against the Raiders. Now, I tipped the Storm by 8 points. The Raiders on the back of John Bateman. This game was fantastic. The only issue is the touch judge call at the end. Now, I heard that Ashley Klein, was he reffing the game? I don't know if I can check that, but if Ashley Klein was reffing the game, he has been dropped this week from reffing the final. Canberra. Unbelievable. This team, for me, is the biggest premiership threat. And I would not be surprised if the Canberra lift the trophy at the end of the year. Chance Nickel-Klokstad, Croker. Sorry, I think I need to sneeze. No. Aiden Caesar was okay. I thought Josh Hodgson was a little bit off. Sorry. Bateman was absolutely fantastic. He scored the match-winning try. As for the Storm, they put in an effort. Nelson Asafa-Solomona is in fantastic form at the moment, in my opinion. He's one of the best players. Jerome Hughes at halfback is really maturing. Thought Will Chambers had an alright game as well. Funavalu broke his try-scoring drought, but I didn't see this coming. The Raiders are through to a prelim final at Canberra. They're 1 game away from a grand final, which I'm certain they'll play in. Back them to make grand final. I think it's at about $5, so it's not a bad bet, that one. 20,000 attended this game. It was good weather. It was just a fun game of footy. Let me know what your game of the round was. This was 100% my game of the round. The next game saw the Manly Sea Eagles beat the Cronulla Sharks. Now, the Cronulla Sharks were massive favourites, but Manly are their bogey team. 100% they have been for a number of years now, and I was never going to tip against the Sharks. Yes, they've got some big-name players. They were even expected to win the premiership. As I said, I was reading an article where about 16 representatives were saying that the Sharks were the biggest threat for the premiership against the Roosters, but they didn't show much. They didn't put up a fight for me. They scored a couple tries. Bronson Cherry, Aaron Gray, and Josh Morris. Josh Morris, I'll give him props. He's been in fantastic form. It was a great crowd of 15,000. But Manly are very good at the moment. They looked very good, even without Tom Trbojevic. Brandon Elliott at fullback did a great job. Thought Moses Sully was probably the best player on the field for me in the centres. He had a wicked game. And Cherry Evans led this side pretty well. But I think towards the end he got injured. It looked like he was limping a little bit. So he might have a leg injury. We'll wait and see on tomorrow's announcements. Jake Trbojevic against Paul Gallen. Paul Gallen tried his best. He played his last game in the NRL. But yeah, Manly, I saw it coming, but a lot of you picked the Sharks. And Manly 28-16 in front of a home crowd. They got the job done. They will play the Rabbitohs in a preliminary final. A semi-final, so the one before prelim. Adam Fanua-Blake and Fainu, both in fantastic form at the moment. Both big boys. But yeah, it was an okay game of football. It wasn't anything special for me, but good on Manly getting this win, and good luck to them against the Rabbitohs. And now, guys, let's talk about it. I'm sure you want to know how I'm feeling. I'm feeling great. Those mighty Parramatta Eels, this is the Peter Wins Final Series shirt. I think they're sold out by now, but if you haven't got one and you're a big Eels fan, I definitely advise you to get one. Very comfy, good material. So let's get into it. 58-0 in front of a crowd of 29,000. Blue and gold everywhere. Loud, proud fans. It was so good to watch. The Broncos were woeful. They need to fix their halves. Darius Boyd, for me, would be better at fullback. Anthony Milford in the 6. Jake Turpin in the 9. And I don't know what to do about the 7. They had Chanel Harris-Tavita, but they got rid of him, saying he wasn't good enough. He has shown fantastic form at the Warrior. Now, Michael Jennings. Franny guessed him as first try scorer, and I had Moses as first, who was second. Sevo got a double. He got injured, so I'm a little bit worried about him, but he looked really good in that second half, so we'll have to wait and see. I thought Michael Jennings was one of the best players on the field for us. He was a massive threat. The first try that he scored was phenomenal. The Eels at Bankwest need to bottle what they have and take that up to Melbourne. It's going to be a massive game. Dylan Brown also scored 2 tries. He had some fantastic kick. He scored one of his tries off his own kick, just like Moses. Dylan Brown is maturing so much for this side. Tepai Maroa, I spoke a lot about him last week. Negativity. He was fantastic. I also thought Daniel Alvaro, who ran for over 200 metres. I cannot believe it. Good on the slug. Everybody in this team was really good. Like, I can't name a player that was below a C+. And I know a C+ is low, but you've got to have players that weren't fantastic. Now, as for the Broncos, I want to give credit to 2 players that I think really stood up and tried their best. Now, the number 3, Kotoni Staggs in the centres. Every time he had the ball, he looked violent with it. He looked ready to play. And he was showing leadership, in my opinion, for the Bronco. The other player in the second row against Manu Ma'u, who had a blinder, Matt Gillette. It was his 200th game. He played well. He tried his best. Payne Haas in the number 10 tried well, but there were also some kind of grubby moments, in my opinion. But I want to say, Joe Offengowie at lock against Nathan Brown. Joe Offengowie, there were some dirty plays by the Broncos in this match. But as I said, Matt Gillette and Kotoni Staggs, you got to give them credit where credit is due. I thought they played really good. Mitchell Moses needs to improve on his kicking if we are any chance against the Melbourne Storm. It is a massive game. 11 tries to 0, 58-0, and it would have been 68-0. The biggest finals win in history. Parramatta's biggest win over Brisbane. Brisbane's biggest loss. Mitchell Moses scored the most points for an Eel in a final. I think there were other stats broken, but I can't remember. This was our first finals win in 10 years. If you haven't seen the vlog, my excitement is just over the moon. It was awesome to interact with our BKR Sport. If you haven't checked out his channel, go check it out. And the All Sports channel did a reaction to it as well. I like collaborating. I really want to collaborate with you, Nick from Australia, if you're watching this eventually. But I probably should tell you guys something. And I think I'm gonna blow you off your seats because I'm going to Melbourne on Saturday. Melbourne, it's going to be a massive game at 7:50. Hopefully, it's my biggest vlog of the year. Let's make it bigger than Bankwest. All Para fans, you come and sit with me. I'll let you know where I'm sitting tomorrow. I've booked my tickets. I've booked the flights. Me and Emily are going. We can't wait to go. I hope we can take what we had at Bankwest up to Melbourne. As you can hear in my voice, I'm still a little bit sore and lost from yesterday, but I'm also so excited. It's a massive game, but I cannot wait to go watch the Melbourne Storm play my Parramatta Eel, and hopefully we can put in a fight and get some vengeance for that 64-10. Anyway, guys, that brings an end to my recap of the finals. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe to the channel. It really is growing, and I do appreciate your support so much. We now have 3 weeks until the grand final. We've got a prelim with the Roosters next week. Whoever wins this game, Storm and Eel. You've got Raiders taking on either the Rabbits or Manly, and then you've got the big dance, the grand final. I probably will go the prelim, the Roosters one. Hopefully we get through. But even if Storm get through, I think it would be a good game to watch. And you know I want to go to the SCG and Canberra. They're the 2 stadiums on my list. Now that I am going to Amy Park, I'm sorry if I'm talking very fast as well. I'm talking very fast. But I'm so excited for this round of footy. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in my predictions. And if you haven't checked out the vlog, go and check it out.